Hey, what's going on guys, it's FPL Yusuf here and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys my final team selection as well as my transfer plans for game week 21. Again, it's another short turnaround this week, so we are going to combine both videos together. So in this one we're going to cover how we got in game week 20, we'll take a look at what my watch list is looking like, some of the transfer plans that I'm looking to make, and of course my final team selection for game week 21 as well. So I do hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and as always, let's just jump straight into it. Okay guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here with me today on my YouTube channel for another video. So let's take a quick little recap of how we got in game week 20, and we did finish on 50 points exactly. We got a very small red arrow down to about 679k, so it's not the end of the world. A little bit disappointing because I actually thought that the game week was going quite well. Made a few mistakes in there in terms of picks, but overall it was a decent game week. So we'll start off in goal. Donnarumma, of course, losing his clean sheet right at the death. As an Arsenal fan, I'm happy about it. From an FPL standpoint, not so happy. Obviously, he was going to be on 6 points. I think he was on 2 save points, so he probably wouldn't have got any extra. It would have been a 6, but would have taken the extra 4 points. The rest of the defence didn't really live up to what I was hoping for. Obviously, Arsenal did lose their clean sheet. They did concede twice as well. Gabriel, obviously, first goal was on him. You know, it was a terrible back pass across the box, which gave Arsenal's clean sheet away, but he did make up for it, obviously, and this is one of the reasons why we bought him in, and also why I probably should have ended up captaining him. You know, it's something that I spoke about last week, and I didn't do it yet again. Obviously, Bournemouth defensively from set pieces aren't that great, and he did score, even though it wasn't direct from a corner. He was just in and around the box and actually got himself a goal. So yeah, 9 points for him. Timber, 3 points, hit the DEFCON right at the very end as well, so we'll take those extra 2 points. Michael Keane was the big one that I was sort of tossing and turning about whether I go for him or Lewis Hall. I went for Michael Keane in the end. Very disappointing. Obviously, they conceded 4 to Brentford. Lewis Hall did get a clean sheet. He was on the bench, but he did get subbed just after the hour mark. So it's something that I am watching very carefully, because obviously we're not trying to have players who come in who aren't going to be playing 90 minutes. So we'll have to wait and see on how that progresses going forward. Then we come into the midfield, a much better performance from them this week. Obviously, Matthias Cunha getting himself a goal. Bruno Guimaraes, another goal for him. He has been such a good FPL asset for me since I bought him in about 5-6 game weeks ago. Morgan Rogers got himself an assist. Probably should have had a little bit more. Foden was the only one who blanked, and we are going to have a conversation about him in the next part as well. And then the forward line, Erling Haaland, 3 blanks in a row for him, which is a little bit disappointing as a captain. Jared Bowen, a blank for him, but he did get DEFCON, so he actually ended up on 4 points. And then a blank from Calvert-Lewin as well. So the defence, you know, was okay-ish. Gabriel's points were the big set. The midfield were much better this week, but the forward line was very poor. So we are going to have a look at what we are going to do for game week 21 and beyond. Right, so this is actually going to be quite a boring game week for me, and there's a reason why. So it's probably looking like I'm going to roll. At the time we record, it's currently Monday evening, and I haven't made any transfers yet, so I probably will end up rolling. Obviously, the deadline is on Tuesday. The only choice that I'm looking at, realistically speaking, is bringing Ollie Watkins in, but Aston Villa are playing Crystal Palace, so I don't think I'll do that this week. I think we'll wait until, you know, after game week 21, when we get to game week 22. Obviously, we have a 2-week break after this, obviously, for FA Cup and League Cup games, so there's going to be a little bit of time. But the reason why I'm not making a transfer this week is because I am very much committed to activate my wild card come game week 22, so it'll give me a lot more time to think about sort of the rough squad structure that I want to set up, but also it gives me a lot of time to watch on price rises, see where things go. Obviously, if you are activating a wild card, price changes, you know, what you gain doesn't count, so you know, I wouldn't let that be the biggest be all and end all. But for me personally, looking at it, I think that is something that I could really use to structure my squad for the next block of game weeks. So yeah, this week's probably going to end up being a roll. There is an outside chance that I've moved Jared Bowen to Ollie Watkins, but I don't think it's worth a transfer this week, and we're going to probably end up using the wild card for 22 anyway. Okay, so let's take a look at what my current watch list is looking like. We'll start off with defence first. Gabriel still continuing to be number 1. Arsenal are playing Liverpool this week. Liverpool defensively from set pieces, we know how bad they have been this year. Them and Bournemouth are down there with, you know, 2 of the worst across Europe. So Gabriel, is he an outside captaincy shout this week? I'm not going to say yes or no to it, but it's something that I am again considering, because I think obviously with Ekitike's out from Liverpool, it does weaken their attack, which obviously means for Arsenal it boosts their chances of a clean sheet, which is why I will be starting a double Arsenal defence, but we're going to come on to that in the next part. So Gabriel is my number 1. Number 2, I've gone for Collins from Brentford. I think he's got a great chance of getting DEFCON most game weeks. Has a little bit of attacking threat as well, and I think Brentford are playing really well this year. I think they'll have games where, you know, he gets, you know, sort of 8 to 10 points just based on DEFCON and clean sheets. So yeah, I do like him. Tarkowski in at number 3. Obviously, I own Michael Keane, so you know, I don't want to be biased and just pick him in there. I think Tarkowski's a much more consistent player. You are paying a bit more of a premium for him, but I do think it's worth it. I do think you'll recruit your investment back on him a lot more than you will Michael Keane. So yeah, for me, Tarkowski obviously has the upside of DEFCONs. He is one of the best at it. So yeah, I think Everton for the next couple of weeks have got decent fixtures as well. So he looks like somebody who, you know, if you're looking for a short-term punt, I really do like him. A few differentials now. Reece James in at number 4. Obviously Chelsea, we're still not sure what's going on with their manager yet, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But Chelsea are about to come into a very good run. They have got a little bit of a difficult game this week against Fulham away, but obviously their run from after this is going to be really, really nice. I think Reece James, with the sort of role he's playing in this team, is looking very, very much like a defender you want to own. He's got upside from attacking threat. Obviously Chelsea for this run have got good, you know, clean sheet odds as well. So yeah, I do like Reece James. A little bit more on the expensive side, but I do think, you know, he will be worth his value over the next sort of 6 to 8 game weeks. Finally, a complete differential is Diogo Dalot. Obviously, as I said, I'm recording this on Monday, and we had to hear this morning that Ruben Amorim has been sacked from Manchester United, which means that there will be a new coach coming in at some stage. Dalot, for me, I think is just pretty much nailed, because no matter what system they play, they haven't really got a lot of options at fullback at the moment. And I think he can play right, he can play left, he can play left mid in a 3, he can play right in the back 3. So he's very versatile. And I do think, obviously, Man United are playing Burnley this week. On paper, it's a great fixture, which you should be keeping a clean sheet. So if this is your last roll of the dice like me, where you're going to wildcard after this sort of 2-week break, I think taking a gamble on Dalot is not a bad shout. Okay, so then we come on to the midfielders. I've gone for Cole Palmer in at number 1. Like I said, obviously Chelsea are going to be getting a new manager, and I am hoping that whoever comes in is going to bring back that sort of talisman figure of Cole Palmer. So obviously he's got penalties, we know what he can do, we know he can haul, and we know when he does haul, it usually comes with a big point. So Cole Palmer is going to be my number 1 pick for this week. It's not so much for the Fulham game, but more so like Reece James for the games after. I've still got Phil Foden in at number 2 here. Now, he has been a little bit unlucky over the last few weeks, hasn't had any much returns. Man City haven't really been playing that well, but he is creating chances. When I watch him play on the eye test, he's somebody that I think, you know, I wouldn't jump off of yet. I think I'll wait a few more weeks. Obviously, if he continues to blank, then maybe it might be time to move him on. Or if you are wildcarding again, it might be time to move him on. But I think that there is flashes in there that I can see that, you know, a big haul is coming for him. So yeah, Foden I've got in at number 2. Antoine Semenyo in at number 3. Now, I do believe that this might be his last game for Bournemouth. So I'm imagining he's going to want to go out on a high. So yeah, I think before he gets that move to Manchester City, I think there could be one last haul for him. He's been playing fantastic well all season. And, you know, he's really been a talisman for Bournemouth. I've got Anthony Gordon in at number 4, just over Kevin Schade in at number 5. Now, it's very close between these two. I do like them. Both are differentials for their club. Both are playing really well this season as well. So, yeah, I think they offer high upside. And obviously, both have got decent fixtures, if not this week, but Anthony Gordon in particular, for the next sort of 3-4 after this as well. Right, so then we move on to forwards. Now, despite him blanking in the last 3, I still am going to go for Erling Haaland as my number 1 pick for the forward line. Not really, again, I've said this every week, but it's not really too much to say about him. He's just the best striker in the Premier League, and I think he's still been putting up good numbers, even in the blanks that he's had. So I'm not really too worried about him. I'm going to go for Igor Thiago in at number 2, the biggest troll, I could say, for FPL this season. Obviously, we owned him against Wolves and against, you know, the good fixtures. He didn't do anything, so we all sold him. And then what does he do? He comes back with a hat-trick. So if you did keep him, well played to you, and congratulations, because obviously, you know, keeping someone who is out of form, it's a difficult decision to make, but obviously they are only out of form until they score, and he did score 17 points. So well done if you had him on your team. He is my number 2 spot. Ollie Watkins, as we touched on earlier in the video, is my number 3. Now, I don't know if this is the best entry point for him over the next sort of 5-6 game weeks. Crystal Palace is always going to be a difficult game, regardless of how their squad's looking. But I do think that, you know, he's got high upside, and especially because of the lack of strikers that are available right now. Obviously, if you're in Jarrod Bowen, you have Ekitike, you're probably going to want to shift from them to someone else. I do like Ollie Watkins at that price point. Number 4 is Johan Wissa. Now, I think he's almost starting to secure those minutes in that Newcastle forward line. He will be rotated, and there will be minutes. You know, one will play 60, one will get bought off for the last 30. So there is going to be minutes to be managed with him. So just bear that in mind. But I do think, you know, from what we're seeing from him, he is looking like he's about to start hitting some nice form. And obviously, provided he keeps returning, there's no reason not to start him. And finally, someone else who haven't really got the problem of starting, more problem of actually scoring, and that's Jarrod Bowen. Now, he is a fantastic player in a very, very bad team at the moment. I do think West Ham are a little bit unfortunate with some of the results they've had. Obviously, Wolves, they did get beat fair and square, and they deserve to lose that. But even previous results to that, Jarrod Bowen's their talisman. He's going to play 90 minutes every game. When Paqueta's not there, I'd imagine he's on penalties as well. So obviously, that's another thing to add to him. But yeah, I think he's in at number 5 just because Nottingham Forest is a decent fixture, but not much more is going on other than that for him. Okay, finally, let's take a look at what the team that I have got selected for game week 21 is going to be. Like I said, I will be rolling my transfer this week. So Donnarumma will be starting us in goal. Brighton, I think it's a decent fixture. You know, Brighton are looking a little bit toothless in attack at the moment. I think they're more focused on their defending rather than going forward. So yeah, Donnarumma's fine. We are going to go for the double up of Arsenal defence against Liverpool. And there is a serious thought in my head about captaining Gabriel. Now, I know it sounds crazy. He has scored in the last 2 game weeks. So it does kind of beg the question, surely he can't do it again. Liverpool going forward, obviously without a recognised striker, which boosts Arsenal's defensive chances, but also they are so bad from defending set pieces, and Gabriel, we all know, is the best at it. So I am considering that as an outside shout, but we definitely will be going with the double up of the Arsenal defence. Michael Keane, I'm going to give him another chance to play against Wolves at home. I'm hoping he's going to put a better display on than how they played against Brentford. But yeah, he's going to definitely be in my team. And then Lewis Hall, we've currently got starting right now. Leeds at home is his fixture. This could be a swap out for either a Chalobah or a Harry Wilson, so we'll have to wait and see on that. I'm gonna wait and see how, you know, the injury news is with Lewis Hall, because obviously he is flagged on FPL right now. But that is what we're going for. We're going for a back 4 this week. We're also going to go for another 4 in midfield: Bruno Guimaraes, Matthias Cunha, Phil Foden. 3 of the kind of like the mainstays for us, and obviously our new boy Morgan Rogers is in there as well. I think that there is, you know, high upside in a few of these players. You know, they are got decent fixtures on paper. Obviously Cunha's playing against Burnley, Guimaraes has got Leeds, Morgan Rogers has got Crystal Palace. So there is, you know, a few players in here who are looking, you know, like there could be good upside for them. And of course, we are only going to go for the double up. I have actually benched Dominic Calvert-Lewin at the time we're recording this. Now, that may change, obviously, if I bring Lewis Hall out. But we are going to be starting Erling Haaland, who is the other captaincy option. Then Jarrod Bowen, probably going to end up being his last game for us. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he can go out with a bang. But that is the team that I am selecting for game week 21. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday, being the deadline day, with an FPL challenge video as well, so stay tuned for that. Apologies last week, I did try to get it uploaded, but the file did corrupt. So if you are waiting for my FPL challenge, don't worry, it is coming. It should be here about midday tomorrow, hopefully, fingers crossed, if all goes well. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. But as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, like I said, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.